come a long way from that small town in Illinois, Dixon, and the protective warmth of your mother, Nell. What's your earliest memory of your mother's influence on you and what she taught you to do that really shaped your life?
Well, she, of course, was a major part. I had a brother, a couple of years older than I am, 4 in our family, the 2 of us, and mother and father. And she was probably the kindest human being I've ever known. Now, looking back, I know that we lived in poverty or pretty close to it all the time. But we didn't know that at the time because the government didn't come around and tell us we were poor. And she was always finding someone worse off that we would help. And I remember that about her, this kindness and all, and yet at the same time she could be firm, like the time in an even smaller town where I was born, Tampico, Illinois, 800 people. And we lived across a little park from the railroad station. And in those days, the biggest treat wasn't the ice cream wagon coming around, it was the ice wagon. And kids would get chips of ice from the iceman that was chipping the pieces out to put in the ice boxes along the way. And the ice wagon had pulled up over there, and my brother and I saw it, and he, being the older, took the lead, and we started across the little park. But a train pulled in between us and the ice wagon. And my mother came out on the porch just in time to see us get down and crawl under the train to get to the other side. And we were barely through and at the ice wagon when the train pulled out. She met us in the middle of that little park, and we felt a very firm hand. Both of us applied along about midway in our backs.
Did she teach you other things as well, like how to read and how to get on in life, about the values of life?
Oh, yes. She was always talking about things like that, but making great sense with them. But with regard to the reading, I don't know that she was aware that she was teaching us, but when we were very young, and at that point we lived in Galesburg, in a rented house there. My father was traveling around looking for better jobs. And she would read to my brother and me when we went to bed. She'd get between us on the bed and read the bedtime story. But she always did it in holding the book and running her finger onto the lines she was reading. And the 2 of us were there, and we could watch, and we could at the same time hear, of course.